Hola amigos, Hamilton here. First time we've run this in about a month. We've been keeping these under wraps, but I want to try to do at least one of these per week. They just take a decent amount of my time to set up and then also to run on YouTube. So I'm going to try to run these about once a week instead of every single day. It's just easier for me. If you're inside of TTI, obviously you can continue to expect these nearly every single day. Today's report, the Future Leaders Report. This report is special. What we're looking for are recent IPOs 2 to 3 years ago that are breaking out into absolute new highs, right? Either 52-week highs, 50-day highs, or all-time highs. Particularly, we like those all-time highs. We throw some technical filters, volume filters. We want to make sure they have options available, etc., for the guys that are trading options. And then we sort them by proximity to 52-week highs. It's a very simple scan, but what makes this particular scan so incredibly important is the fact that in certain market conditions, because they are recent IPOs, price equilibrium, right, which is the price point at which buyers and sellers agree on a price, is nowhere to be found. So typically we find these types of trades breaking out into new highs, and those breakouts continue to last for an extended period of time. Other types of stocks, you might have previous resistance that you're looking at a couple of years ago that you can append price targets to. This particular scan, there are no previous areas of contention. And so these things can continue to run, I should say, for an extended period of time. And we've seen that this year. We've seen it last year. Our biggest wins have come from this particular report. And there's a bunch of them on this list again. We're in a lot of these trades already. If you're inside of TTI, you see a lot of the same names because I'm going to give you a little industry secret. Strength tends to beget strength. What does that mean? Strong stocks continue to be strong, particularly into all-time highs. That's how this stuff works, okay? But there is an opportunity to open up 3 trades this week, today if you want to. We have a position in some of them already. We're going to be adding into winners. So before you add into winners, make sure that your previous add has already been de-risked. If you still have risk on the books, your principal hasn't been taken out, think before you add into this. I'm not going to go through the options trades. Unfortunately, that's for paying members only, but I will show you the charts that we're looking at today. Once again, a lot of these charts look fantastic, but the 3 that went out this morning start with Shark Ninja. This has been a trade that we've been in all year. Absolutely love it. It's been one of the biggest winners for us all year. We were able to grab this off the 54 area breakout into all-time highs. It's a very simple setup, IPO range breakout high, and we've continued to add strategically and obviously take out at price points as well. We took risk off at the 99.71, and then we started building out this continuation fractal here over the last week and a half. Assuming the market is going to continue to rally through the end of the year, which we are under that assumption, the weight of the evidence continues to suggest that we will go higher through the end of the year. We do not think that Shark Ninja is going to roll over here. As a matter of fact, while the RSI is still trending up and over overbought conditions, we expect this to continue to break out rather explosively. And so we want to add, right? We want to add somewhere above the 108.5 area, and we want to be targeting the 125 to 130 area. It's really that simple. This trade is going to continue to work until it doesn't. We don't want to move on to other trades while this still continues to work. This has been one of the easiest trades to take and manage this year. Also, once again, from a shares perspective, this is up almost 100% year to date, and we expect it by the time this is over to be well up and over 100%. This is an absolutely massive trade for us. We want to continue to add into the winners as long as the trend is in our favor. And once again, we do not have current open options contracts with principal still risked. We want to be able to take that out first. So keep that in mind. Go back to the report here. The second name that we're looking at is CEG. It's a very, very important stock for the market. CEG, we've owned once again since the initial breakout. We've owned this multiple times over the last year and a half. This is arguably the second most important stock within, I'm going to call it the energy sector. This is technically a utilities-based stock, but this is the company that just signed an agreement with Microsoft to restart a bunch of nuclear power plants to cover the energy costs for AI expansion. So while this is a utilities-based name from an ETF standpoint, is it really? You have this lumped in with lots of electrical grid companies, really slow, lower volatility plays. This is a higher beta stock. It's a large cap stock. You can play this like a smaller mid cap. So once again, we've owned this off and on intermittently over the last almost 2 years now. We do think there's an opportunity to add on. It's placing in a little high and tight, just like Shark Ninja here off of the flagpole. If you're inside of TTI, this is our COD setup. We get this, some sort of, in this case, not a power earnings gap, right? It has nothing to do with earnings. This was the agreement that was publicly announced with Microsoft, but we got some sort of move that changed the fundamental story of the stock. We've allowed this thing ample amount of time to consolidate sideways to bring the premium down on those contracts, and now there's an opportunity to add into an absolutely incredible name that we expect to continue to run. By the way, I don't think this name is going to be done potentially for quarters or maybe even years. I don't think this is going to be something that will just be a year-to-date trade or end-of-year trade, excuse me. That's why if you're inside of TTI, make sure you look at which options contracts we're gunning for. They're out in the next year. We're expecting this move to continue a lot further than most people expect because this is a flagship stock within that AI bubble space. Okay, so CEG, once again, above range high, above 270. We're reaching out in towards above 300, all the way up to around 350. And at that point, we'll see where we're at if we want to continue to add in, etc. Once again, check that options contract that's on the market research portal. The last trade that we're going to want to enter here, and once again, this list is chock filled with great names. So I encourage you, after this is done, go back and just pause the video when this is up on the screen and just chart each one of these and see why these names are why they're on the list, right? Look at where they are in proximity to 52-week highs. Are there any opportunities to enter into new trades? If you're already in them, can you add into them, etc.? The last one we want to add in here is GEHC. This is one of the three spin-offs of GE, right? General Electric spun off into three separate companies. You still have GE, which is their aerospace and defense. You have GEV, which is their consumer appliances. And you have GEHC, which is their healthcare technologies. We've been looking to get into GEHC for a while now. Now we think that there's an opportunity above the 93.5 area. This options chain, it's a large cap. It's a little bit slower mover than Shark Ninja and CEG. But the options chain is incredible. It's a very low IV, meaning you can buy straight calls here without having to worry about the implied volatility being crushed. If this thing breaks out into all-time highs, we look to get paid two different ways: IV expansion and the directional bias of the play, right? All three of these are straight call scenarios into all-time highs. GEHC gives us the most simple setup. It's just a horizontal level breakout. We've been consolidating here all year, so it's about a 10-month base. We love trading these. We're trading north of an upward sloping 200-day moving average within a bullish momentum regime. We're expecting an all-time high breakout into big blue skies. Perfect scenario for straight calls. Once again, if you're inside of TTI, go read the Future Leaders Report that I posted about an hour ago. It has all three options trades. And if you're trading shares, well, you can see the levels that we're looking at here from a shares perspective. Just follow the fibs, right? One more time, you have an opportunity to look at the Future Leaders Report. We're in names like Shark Ninja, ATMU, VLTO, CEG, GEV. We're getting into GEHC. We're in Kenvue. We've taken TPG earlier this year. We're in Clavio. We're in BTSG. We're looking to get in COCO, just not yet, right? This is an incredible report to find huge potential movers. Very quick, very efficient. If you didn't catch it the first time, watch it again. My name is Hamilton. I'm here with the Trading Initiative. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe if you're interested in taking these trades with us with the full write-up. Link is in the description below. I'll talk to you later.